Powcast Sports. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
All right, guys. Good morning to each and everyone. My name is Pauli from Powcast Sports. We're gonna do a live update today. So on this video, I actually want to talk about bare knuckle boxing. But later, after this, after I give you my reaction, analysis, predictions on the Rolando Dy and Paulie Malinaggi fight, we're also gonna be talking about the other things that's happening in boxing. So today I decided I actually recorded already the my keys to win, but I decided that's not that good, so I'm gonna go ahead and do live because it's been a while since I've done live for boxing. So let me go ahead and do it live for you for this one, guys. So the fight of Paulie Malinaggi, the boxing legend, and Rolando Diaz has been announced. I think a couple of weeks ago. I haven't really had a chance to kind of take a look at it. So earlier today, uh, I rewatched the fight of Rolando D in bare knuckle boxing. Although I've known Rolando D for quite some time and I've seen him fights a lot of times, and obviously Paulie Malinaggi as a boxing fan, I always watch boxing. Although I haven't really watched, I don't remember watching live fights of Paulie Malinaggi. Most of them are recorded fights. So before I went live, I actually watched the fight of Paulie Malinaggi against Good John. So let me go ahead and talk about that. But first of all, thank you very much. If you're listening and watching, let me go ahead and just share this one for you guys. I'm also going to be discussing, because I do have some question. I'm quite confused about some of the rules and regulations for bare knuckle boxing. So if bare knuckle boxing is watching this, so maybe they could answer. And I'm gonna be doing this in English since I think the Rolando D and Paulie Malinaggi fight would have a lot more international interest than local interest. I do want to tell you though that bare knuckle boxing I think fits right in also to the skills and the kind of way Filipino fights, which most of us are brawler. So most of the Filipinos are brawlers. So this is actually I think a good sport for a lot of Filipino fans to get into, or Filipino fighters and fans to get into. So first off, let me go ahead and show you the poster here. So Rolando D and Paulie Malinaggi is going to be fighting on May 16, and this is going to be happening in Manchester, England. This is an official poster of bare knuckle boxing, not to be confused with BKFC. Those are two different organizations. And let me go ahead and show you the tail of the tape. So this is the record of Paulie Malinaggi. He's this is his bare knuckle boxing record. So he's 1-1 only. Just had two fights. His first fight, he lost that one against Artem Lubov via unanimous decision, and he barely escaped a win against Tyler Goodjohn via split decision 48-47, 47-48, and 48-47. This also happened in Leeds in the United Kingdom, and 1-1. So that's very few record to get a championship, but nonetheless, I probably would understand because Paulie Malinaggi is a big name in boxing, so that's why he's getting this opportunity. His pro boxing record: 36 wins, 8 defeats. 5 of the defeats from knockouts. 7 of the wins coming by way of knockouts from Brooklyn, New York. So we know that he's tough. He's from Brooklyn, New York. That's what we heard. That's what the marketing says. So this is the BK record of Paulie Malinaggi. Meanwhile, for Rolando D, our favorite Rolando D, very controversial Rolando D, very outspoken Rolando D in the Philippines, who talks about a lot of different topics online, but nonetheless, that's his personality. He's 5-1, so this is an impressive record for bare knuckle boxing. And 4 of his 5 wins from bare knuckle boxing came from knockouts. He's only 35 years old, so this is one thing as well to note. Paulie Malinaggi is already 45 years old. Meanwhile, Rolando D is just 35 years old, and I think this is a great age for bare knuckle boxing. His last fight, kind of controversial if you ask me. Not because I don't think he won, but I think he could have won via TKO or could have won via TKO. If only this. Let me explain myself, okay? And I hope bare knuckle boxing is watching this content. So He defeated Liam Rees by a unanimous decision. 6 rounds of bare knuckle boxing. So BKB World Super Welterweight, and he was able to knock down Liam Rees in the second round. I think that became um, that set the face of the fight. But let me go ahead and show you first the record of Rolando D. And before that, just a quick advertisement for bare knuckle boxing. This is free. Another pro boxer champion has signed with bare knuckle boxing. Your Yorkis Gamboa is going to be with bare knuckle boxing. I guess this is the next career plan for all retired boxer. Be a bare knuckle boxer, including some of the MMA fighters. The legend MMA fighters go to boxing, so but the boxing goes to bare knuckle. So Yorkis Gamboa, and I don't actually like this headline from fightatw.com, but credit to them. I've seen this before. February 5, it's February 9. And it says here, Paulie Malinaggi gets a title shot in May. Yeah, he's the popular guy, but at least mentioned Rolando D in this on the title. He's the champion, so I gotta put some respect to Rolando D. And speaking of respect, I wanted to show you this. Um, Rolando D is already the champion, and the fight of Rolando D against Liam Rees happened last December. It's already been February. It's been more than a month. Bare knuckle boxing should update this one. Okay, at least make sure you update that before May, before the fight of Rolando D against Paulie Malinaggi, and make sure you delay the update for another month. For Rolando D's exposure, because you know this should have been Rolando D here. Okay, let me talk about this first. Let me talk about this one. So I have been rewatching the fight of Rolando D against Liam Rees, and I can't help to be impressed with Rolando D. Most of you guys may see as Rolando D as a brute force, as a probably a brawler, and he is, but he is a smart brawler, especially in this fight. And if you see in this fight, he was really technically better than uh, than Liam Rees. He was counter punching Liam Rees, all day, all throughout the fight, and hence why Liam Rees is so afraid to come in and so afraid to get inside. Maybe not afraid, but he was really thinking twice, and he has nothing to offer. Maybe it's because of a bad strategy for Liam Rees, but he couldn't get in. He couldn't find those big shots that he was doing so early in his career in bare knuckle boxing. So um, that was just the story of the fight. But also, I'm gonna show you a clip right here. Let me see if I could show you a clip. So um, this there's a lot of blood right here. So bare knuckle boxing basically it's like boxing. Although with Rolando D here, like just that, as you can see that they clinch, and the referee automatically stops the fight, which I'm trying to understand why right away they would stop a clinch. Well, in fact, on the rule book, and I'm looking at it here, legal technique. And I've seen Rolando D post this on his social media, so I was looking at it closely, and I think he was right. Rolando D was still, taking advantage of the opportunity, and the sequence is still developing into a fight, and yet the referee is stopping it right away, halting the momentum of Rolando D. And if you look at this here, according to the bare knuckle boxing rule on their website, standard face to face punches are legal from waist to the top of the head. This is exactly like pro boxing, including fighting in the clinch. So they can fight in the clinch. But how could they fight in the clinch? Right? And it's just 4 seconds, and the referee just, try to halt the fight right away, and try to have them separated right away. So participant in the clinch may hold their opponents at the back of the neck in a downward position and punch to any legal striking zone of the opponent, with the exception of the punches at the back of the head. And this wouldn't happen if the referee is just right away stopping the fight, and preventing the inside fighting to develop. And this has happened multiple times in the fight during this fight with Liam Rees. And I don't mean to kind of put more controversies in this fight, but I think that's the case. I mean, I've seen that plenty of times. Even Rolando D was shocked and confused why the referee is stopping the fight right away when he's still punching. So that's a question that I have for bare knuckle boxing. Hopefully, against Paulie Malinaggi, who I presume that will be a better boxer than Liam Rees. Hopefully, they give Rolando the more opportunity to kind of create some more action inside that ring. So I think that's one thing that the bare knuckle boxing needs to look at into because Paulie Malinaggi is a better boxer than Liam Rees. Now, on the other hand, I also watched Paulie Malinaggi fight. So Paulie Malinaggi fight against quick in the win against Good John, and the way he quick in the win was he was just fast, was going to the body, he was throwing a lot of punches, and that's exactly how he won the fight. But let me now tell you what I think is the keys to win in this fight, and who I think is gonna win. First of all, let me just say that I feel that this is gonna be the hardest fight of Rolando D in terms of technicalities of the fight. And let me just say right now, if Paulie Malinaggi can knock out anyone in the or he doesn't have that kind of power in boxing, I don't assume that he would have that kind of punching power in bare knuckle boxing. I'm sure he does have power, but I don't think he will be able to knock out. Let me say this right here: knockout Rolando D. Yes, when you punch someone, when you time it very well, when you counter, you can hurt someone, and of course, everyone can get hurt. But with the kind of power of Paulie Malinaggi, I don't think he has the power to actually knock down Rolando D. So I think the keys to win for Paulie Malinaggi for this fight, I think Paulie Malinaggi is going to try and outbox and box Rolando D and just throw a lot of punches. Not hard punches, but a lot of punches and body shots to slow down Rolando D. Obviously, he's the better boxer. He has a better footwork than Rolando D. We can all see that in his fights. He's moving around. He boxes a lot. He goes to the body. Again, it's more of a speed than power for Paulie Malinaggi, and he's gonna try and build up the scoring. And this is exactly what he's gonna try and do to against Rolando D if he wanted to win. So he will stay away from the inside fighting. He's just gonna go in and out against Rolando D in this fight. And if he can do this for the full 5 rounds, then he's obviously gonna win this fight. But for Rolando D, this is the same thing that I feel that he needs to do the same thing that happened with Liam Rees. Now, this is the this is the hardest fight in the sense that I think this is the most technical fighter that Rolando D is gonna fight. So Rolando D's preparation for this one, he might need to look for like amateur boxers who likes to throw in the jabs, who likes to move around the ring. He's gonna have a hard time trying to follow and trying to let's just say corner Paulie Malinaggi. Again, Paulie Malinaggi is smart. I mean, he has been there with the top boxers, so Rolando D is gonna have a hard time with that. So, first thing that I would say for Rolando D is try to learn how to be more cautious and not to throw a lot of punches that will just tire him, because I think that's the first thing that the Paulie is gonna try and do, try and tire him out, even though he's 45. I mean, I was impressed with his last fight, although it was just 6 rounds. I know boxers are used to, or basically used to 12 rounds, especially there are championship fighters like Paulie Malinaggi, so 6 rounds is nothing to them. But at the same time, this is just the second fight of Paulie Malinaggi for bare knuckle, so this is just the second time that he's gonna taste bare knuckle, professional bare knuckle, and Rolando D is known for that. Rolando D doesn't care if he get punched, doesn't care if he gets blooded. He's gonna move forward, and I think that's what he needs to do. but with the exception of just making sure that when he throws the punch, he doesn't punch air, because that would happen a lot if he doesn't have the right strategy or the right combination against Paulie Malinaggi. Again, he should come forward. I mean, he has to be ready to accept punches from Paulie Malinaggi. The early rounds, the early 2, 3 rounds will be crucial for Rolando D. I think Rolando D should needs to make sure that he doesn't give away the first 3 rounds. At least get one of those rounds. If he can get all of the rounds, that's good. But my expectation for this one is Rolando D is gonna be looking for Paulie Malinaggi as Paulie Malinaggi try to pick his shots. Just think of it like what Manny Pacquiao did to Oscar De La Hoya and Antonio Margarito in the fight. So Paulie is gonna try and move in and out in this fight and just really, really um, frustrate Rolando D. But for Rolando D, uh, again, there's people underestimating his technical ability. But there's a saying in boxing that timing beats speed. So he should be in a perfect timing here. And I think one of the keys that Rolando D needs to do, however he would do it, is make this a kind of fighting. Dirty kind of fighting in terms of he needs to go in there, he needs to make this dirty. He needs not to make this look like a pure boxing technical fight. So he needs to make this dirty and really go in. And if he can kind of hurt Paulie Malinaggi early, this would be in his favor. And I know from the fight of Rolando D that he likes to go to the head. He likes to go for a knockout. But for this one, I think he should invest in the body. He needs to invest in the body. He needs to fake going to the head and then go to the body of Paulie Malinaggi in order to slow down Paulie Malinaggi throughout the fight. Again, I expect Paulie Malinaggi to try and win this by decision, although it's bare knuckle boxing. Again, I'm sure he knows that Paulie Malinaggi is a commentator and he's smart and he knows the right strategy. In fact, he was the one commentating in the fight of Rolando D and Liam Rees, and he was saying all the right things that Liam Rees couldn't do. Liam Rees is not faking. Liam Rees is not giving any other look to Rolando D, and that's why Rolando D just keep on capitalizing with the counter right hand that has been the money shot for Rolando D on that fight. So Paulie Malinaggi knows that. And Rolando D needs to acknowledge that Paulie Malinaggi was there and was studying him and knows his move. I mean, if you want to be objective about this, if this becomes a boxing fight, Paulie is gonna probably win. So the best thing for Orlando D is to make this a brawl. Make this a brawl, hurt Paulie Malinaggi early, make this dirty. But I have a plead for bare knuckle boxing. Bare knuckle boxing is watching. They should let the fighters fight inside and not halt the fight right away when they clinch. Again, if you watch the Liam Reese fight will have a combination and then comes in, and then after 2 punches or 3 punches of Liam Reese, he would clinch, and then the referee would try and stop the fight right away. And Rolando D is just trying to squeak in 3, 4 punches, and the referee would stop him right away. I mean, this is bare knuckle boxing. This is part of that. That is part of the rules. So I think they should give leeway to Rolando D to do or provide more action first on the inside before stopping the fight. There's not even a lull in the fight yet. So the keys to win for me is Rolando D needs to go to the body. Rolando D needs to make this dirty, and he should not let Paulie Malinaggi control the distance. The other things that I'm thinking is that Paulie Malinaggi would fight from the outside. Yeah, I would reverse psychology, and because I think Paulie Malinaggi would want Rolando D to kind of go in, and he would just go for a counter. Maybe Rolando D initially or early in the fight, he is the champion, so Paulie Malinaggi should come in. We should let Paulie Malinaggi come in initially, and see what happened there. Just to kind of experiment the fight. Again, this is just purely opinion from a guy that watches a lot of boxing. I might not know my stuff, but I think that is the key to win in this fight. Rolando D can knock out Paulie Malinaggi if the bare knuckle boxing would allow dirty boxing in this fight. If this will be more of a technical fight, then yeah, it will be the hardest fight of maybe not the hardest, maybe the most frustrating fight of Rolando D's career. And again, this is such a great opportunity for Rolando D. Rolando D, if you do not know, he's the son of Rolando Navarrete, also a boxing legend in the Philippines. So he's making a name for himself, and I'm very proud of that. Again, we want to support everyone, regardless of their stance outside of the boxing ring. So on Saturday, May 16th, this would be great. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be able to do a live commentary because this happens very early in the morning, Philippine time. So if bare knuckle boxing is watching this, I don't know if there's any distributor, but this type of things should be distributed here in the Philippines, should be watched by Filipinos, whether it's live or replay. I think bare knuckle boxing is one of the that sport that we can excel in, especially the style of Filipino in boxing are like more of a brawler, more of a puncher, and we have a lot of power. So I think Rolando D is making waves and should be able to get more attention from the media here in the Philippines and abroad. And bare knuckle boxing should do a lot more promo with this guy. All right, not just with Paulie. I know Paulie is your guy. He's you know. But by the way, if you need a commentator, bare knuckle boxing Filipino commentator to side for Rolando D, I'm here. I'm available, guys. All right. So anyway, that is my thoughts on bare knuckle boxing. Like what I said, I'm gonna do live, and I'm most probably gonna do this tomorrow morning again earlier. I was just hesitating. And I'm also gonna give you the other news in boxing that's happening today. So magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Let me go ahead now and switch to the other things that's happening in boxing. So in other news, I just wanted to say that after Brandon Figueroa defeated Nick Ball, that fight against can we go to the Nick Ball fight, Brandon Figueroa? This is live, guys. This is not recorded. So in order to prove before I go to the Brandon Figueroa and Nick Ball update, I want to go ahead and give a big shout out first to the people that are watching right now. Again, I didn't schedule this, so I'm sorry about that. But let me give a big shout out first to Miguara Bruce PH. If you have a shout out, please do so. Please also share and like our live today. Papasukin na rin ba ng Powcast Sports ang BKB? BKB is basically boxing, only without gloves. So, and plus we have a Filipino representation for BKB, so that's why we are talking about it right now. So I just wanted to say, wow, English spokening today. I'm very impressed. Impressive. Thank you very much. Coach D should Stone Cold Stunner and then power drive Malinaggi on the table. Ano to? What's this? Walang kwenta mga fighters, lipas na BKF. Walang kwenta sports rin. Sports na mga kapit sa patalim na lang dapat pa di muna kinakover. I beg to disagree. It's a different kind of sport. And I think if you watch it, you would also learn to appreciate this, especially if you like action-packed fight. Yes, it's a little bit too bloody, maybe not on not the same flavor of everyone, but I think it is still for if you're a true fight fans, I think you would really still appreciate that. Again, from my perspective. Okay. So in other news, let's go ahead and talk about other things that happen in boxing. And I just read this earlier. So if you do not know, there was an upset that happened in the home court of Nick Ball. Nick Ball was defeated in round number 12 in his defense of the WBA belt against Brandon Figueroa. The heartbreaker truly lived up to his name as the heartbreaker, as he broken the heart of a lot of fans on and in the home country of Nick Paul. I mean, it was an unexpected it was an unexpected knockout, if you ask me. From my perspective, I thought Nick Paul would be able to stand up to the very last second of the fight, but still, I think he would still end up losing because, if you watch the fight, Brandon Figueroa was just, man, he was just really, really, really wanting to win as he fight the fight of Nick Ball, and even actually was better. He was actually better than Nick Ball. So I think he was ahead on the scorecard, except for that one scorecard, which the coach of Brandon Figueroa mentioned that there were 4 points behind, which is questionable. It's a good thing that Brandon Figueroa was able to knock out Nick Ball in the 12th round, twice the knockdown. So that at least lessened the controversy. If not, I mean, that scorecard will be highlighted, but it wasn't really highlighted in this fight. So that's why when you go abroad or when you go to enemy's territory, you gotta go for a knockout. So I think you know coming into that fight, yeah, it was closer than what people expected. I did actually root for, or I did actually predict that Nick Ball might win that fight. To be honest with you, I was thinking that Brandon Figueroa wouldn't have that kind of power, and plus, the way boxing is this day, if it goes to enemy's territory, you gonna knock out your opponent, you're gonna end up losing, and that could have been the case. But the thing is, the strategy of Figueroa was on the spot, and there's just no way, even if that goes to the scorecard, that the Nick Ball is gonna win, because Nick Ball couldn't do the same thing that he was doing previously in his fights. It was too small, and he couldn't really affect Brandon Figueroa. So Brandon Figueroa was winning on the scorecard, and also with that knockout, just sealed the deal. So surprised with the knockdown or the knockout, but wasn't surprised with Brandon Figueroa's winning. Now here's the big news on that one. And the reason I mentioned this on this live video today, by the way, is February 9. It's a Monday. The reason I mentioned that is because Turkey El Sheikh already offered Brandon Figueroa to be part of the big boxing event that's going to be happening in September. And if you didn't know, September event of Ring Magazine or Riyadh season, I mean, will be Canelo Alvarez return. I do not know yet the opponent of Canelo Alvarez. Maybe but Brandon Figueroa is offered to be on that fight, and I'm hoping that Brandon Figueroa would fight any of the other available champion, Angelo Leo, Bruce Carrington, Rafael Espinoza. That would be great. So I think those are the fights that people wanted to see, and if it's a Riyadh season fight, it's always a good matchup. It's not a one-sided matchup. So that is the news there. Other thing that I wanted to mention, or next week, and later today, I'm not gonna be doing the keys to win for Efe Ahagba. He's gonna be fighting this weekend. I don't know about this weekend. Let me just go ahead and it's actually Feb 15. So February 15, that is a Sunday. Is this right? Efe Ahagba versus Martin. This is Sunday, so they're doing the. I thought it's gonna be on a Monday. Let me just make sure for you guys. Let me just make sure. I think this should be on a Monday. So let me. I'm gonna double check on this one. Because Zufa Boxing is the same company as UFC, and usually they do a boxing event on I mean an MMA event on a Sunday, and they will do their boxing on say it's Feb 15, so Feb 16, so it should be on a Monday. It should be on a Monday. I think it will be on a Monday. So right around this time. So maybe next week we'll do a boxing live commentary for the FA Hagba fight. But we'll do a fight tail of the tape keys to win prediction of the fight card of Zufa. That will be, I believe, that's the third Zufa event. That's the third Zufa boxing event, Zufa Boxing 3. So we'll take a look at the fight card and let's see who are fighting. But yeah, I bet it will be another good fight card. So aside from that, what else do we have? Pagan versus Jimenez, Grand Rapids, US. It's on Ring Magazine. And then we should probably talk about Nishita versus Mercado as well. Nishida versus Mercado fight in Japan. This is also going to be a big fight for boxing fans, so watch out for that. We'll talk about it tonight. And tonight I'll be doing it in Tagalog. Okay, I'll try to do it in Tagalog or in Taglish. Today I just focus on giving you a much more international focus on the boxing fights. What else do we have? That's basically it. I did prepare something else. So let me see. Oh, by the way, there's some controversy with the hand wrapping. But I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. A week after this, is the Mario Vargas versus Ryan Garcia fight. So that would also be a great or the big fight. Okay. Andrei Arlovsky, bare knuckle champ, UFC legend, is the new BKFC heavyweight champion after Doctor Stoppage win over Ben Rothwell. Knuckle Mania. That's it. All right, that's it for our update. Let me read the comment section first. Let me read the comment section. Kaya wag mong sabihin kung fans ka ng combat sport, dapat gusto namin. Wag niyan pa. Di sports mga yan. Why do you think it's not a sport? Do you know Carapel that bear boxing was developed from bare knuckle boxing? Did you know that? Um, let me see this. This should be a good conversation para sa'yo. Okay, let's read this because I still want to go talk to you about this bare knuckle boxing. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so bare knuckle boxing, also known as bare knuckle. There's already a long history of this one. Look at this. The sport is, as it known today, originated in England. According to Boxing Chronicle Pugilistica, the first newspaper report of boxing match in England dates in 1681 when Protestant Mercury stated yesterday a match of boxing was performed before His Grace at the Duke. Okay, but this is not. The first bare knuckle boxing in England was James Figg, who claimed the titles in 1719. So 1719, there's already a bare knuckle boxing. Let me look at the history of boxing then. So history. The origin of sports boxing is unknown, according to some source. Blah, yada yada. Prehistoric origin, present day, 6 millennium BC. Okay. Okay. It goes back to the before Christ era. But are they wearing gloves then? That's the question. It's always England, 1681. First in England, 1681. Is it the same? 1719. So, what's up guys? Carl Di Marukot. Kumusta? So, ayan, that's the history. Also guys, and I'm gonna oblige, pag pasensya nyo na, Like moving forward, hindi na ako masyado nakikisawsaw sa mga non-boxing related content na awayan. Medyo nonsense na kasi yan. So, let's just focus on the sports. So, if you don't have anything else to ask me, I'm gonna do my basketball live after this. Let me just go ahead and just thank everyone. Um, I guess this is the first this is the thing that we should do every day. So if you want to support this channel, if you want to make sure that I keep going live, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell. At the same time, you can actually become a member and support the cause of Powcast Sports. Salamat guys, and let me see you again next time.